Namaste. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for joining the practice today. And it's, as always, please practice according to your conditions and your abilities. Respect your limitations. And remember, the practice is an offering. And what we're doing is sending out all the best, all beings everywhere. So especially in this time of year, this time of year where there's still a lot of people who can't enjoy this, everything, we still try in any case to do our best to send out our love to them. So let's begin. Sit tall and straight. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. We'll begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine becoming one with all beings everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Om Namah Shivaya mantra. I bow to the inner light. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the liberation from pain and suffering, and may we acquire the intellect to eventually gain the knowledge that frees us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. To make this practice even more meaningful, more powerful, and even better than meditation, renounce all the fruits. Think of this as your divine obligation to all beings everywhere. Do it simply because it must be done for all beings. So let's begin with the mantra for purification, to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you don't know it, just pretend you're chanting through the voice of the Guru. Move your lips. You derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabahya Bihantraha Stihi. Let's do now spiritual breathing in order to establish a deep connection with the divine essence that is within. The arms come up over the head, palms slightly turned up. From the fingertips, inhale the best of the best down through the arms, right down into the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the breath and the attention at the spiritual heart in the center of the chest and the right side of the physical heart. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. It's just the breath that leaves. Everything that you pulled in stays within. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. Imagine yourself being flooded by all that you need down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, holding in the heart. Hold as an offering to God who resides there. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale down through the arms, right into the spiritual heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it all in the heart. Hold the breath and the attention there. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the arms down now. Let's do 3 rounds of purifier pranayama to purify all the nadis within. These are psychic receptors that are found all throughout the body, over 350,000 of them. On the inhale, imagine you bring all the purifying effects up through the body, up the spine to the crown. Hold the breath at the crown. Exhale, expel all the impurities out with the breath. Inhale for 4 counts through both nostrils. Hold the breath and apply the locks for 12. Exhale through the left for 8 counts. Okay, left hand in Yana Mudra on the left knee. Right hand, second and third fingers flow down towards the palm. Turn the palm towards you. And then use the thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left. So breathe out completely to begin. Inhale through both nostrils, fill up the lungs. 2, raise the chest. 3, 4, hold the breath now. Chin on the chest, contract the buttocks, push the belly button into front of the spine and the tongue to move out behind the teeth. 3, 4, chin against the chest. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out to the left side, release the locks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale through both nostrils. 3, 4, hold the breath. The chest stays high so the chin can come down without hunching it back. 4, all the attention to the space between the eyebrows. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out through the left side with the exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 3, 4, hold the breath. Everything stops. All the mind activity, the body movements and emotions as though they're frozen. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out to the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the right hand down. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions. Have no expectations of what you should or should not observe. Have no attachment to the results. Alternate nostril breathing now. Rhythmic style, so 3, 4, 3, the ratio is 3, 12, 6. 3 on the inhale, 12 on the breath retention, 6 on the exhale. So use the same mudras with the hands. For this one, inhale through the active side, hold the breath, plug both sides, exhale through the less active, inhale through the less active, plug both sides, exhale through the active. So this balances out the energies, it brings the mind into a state of calmness that is more conducive to meditation. And through the meditation, we try to merge with God. So for the active nostril, first plug off the right side with the thumb. Send a few puffs of air through the left side very quickly. Do the same thing on the other side. Block off the left side with the right ring finger. Whichever side feels more open is your active side. If you can't tell the difference, just use the left side as your active side. My active side is the right side, so I'll use that to demonstrate. So sit up tall and straight again. Breathe out completely, empty the lungs. Close out the less active side. Inhale through the active. 3, hold the breath. Plug both sides of nose. 2, 3, 4. Jalandhara Bandha, Mula Bandha. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the less active side to gradually empty the lungs. 4, 5, 6. Fill up again. Inhale. 3, close both sides of the nose. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Keep the attention at the space in the eyebrows. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the active side. Release the locks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale through the active. Hold for 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out through the less active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale through the less active. 3, hold the breath. If the mind starts to wander, be unconcerned, be unjudging. Just keep bringing the mind back as many times as you need to stay focused on the space between the eyebrows. 10, 11, 12. Out through the active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Hold for 12. Exhale out through the less active side. 4, 5, 6. Inhale through the less active. Hold for 12. Keep the count even. Exhale out through the active side. Inhale. Plug both sides of the nose. Hold the breath. Exhale out through the less active. Inhale through the less active. Hold. Even if you can't do the exercise, just imagine you're doing it through others. You derive all the benefits, especially if you direct gratitude towards them for sharing it with you. Exhale out through the active side. One more inhale through the active. Hold the breath. Even though we don't have much time, we have at least a powerful tool that we can use now at our disposal. Exhale out through the less active. Inhale through the less active. Hold the breath. Exhale out through the active side. 3, 4, 5, 6. Right hand comes back down in Yana Mudra. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions. Have no, again, expectation. This is what you should or should not observe. Have no attachment to the results. No judgment as to what you observe. It's through constant practice and angry determination and adherence to ethical rules, that which promotes enthusiasm, that the mind will eventually settle down. And through the practice of asana, we'll continue now this expression, this practice of compassion towards all by sharing the love and the benefits of all beings. So keep that first and foremost in mind. Offer up the fruits of the practice. Renounce them entirely. And then the practice becomes a divine act of love, a divine service to all beings. We are put on this earth to serve in a way that comes from a place of selflessness. That is divine love. To serve God through all beings, who's residing in all beings. So now let's begin. Let's come to standing. And we'll start off with some warm-ups to prepare the body for the practice. Move the joints and figure and do the practice with enthusiasm so that you can show that enthusiasm to God who's within. So start with the hands on the hips and start to circle the head. Roll the head all the way around. Try to get your chin to the chest, the ears to the shoulders, the back of the head to the top of the back. And then go in the opposite direction now. And now from here, shake out the wrists, move the fingers very, very rapidly from side to side, like you're shaking water off the hands. Good. And then you can go up and down like the wings of a hummingbird, so fast that the fingers disappear from view. They're going so fast, they're like a blur. Then arms drop by the sides, continue to shake, the head flying in all the directions, the arms sitting against the body like heavy ropes. Move the joints every day, or as Dharmaji says, you end up in big trouble. And then conclude. Now the right arm swings backwards. Make as though you're preparing to wind up, to throw a ball. Then go forward. You can imagine holding a weight to 5 pounds in the hand to make the arm swing more easily. Now the left arm. And then go forward. Good, next one. Bring your arms up over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows and bend to the left. If you bounce a few times. Then go to the right. Pull on the elbows. Try not to make folds in the waist. Go to the left again. Stretch. And then to the right. Come back to the center. Little circles over the head. Mostly moving the head, neck, and shoulders at first. But then gradually increase the size of the circle. The waist, the upper back coming into the movement. And then maybe the whole torso circles. Trace large circles in front of the body, like the arms of a windmill. And then coming all the way back up, go in the opposite direction now. Lose yourself in the sensations. Remember, all beings are experiencing this through you. The circles again, progressively getting larger and larger. Until, if you feel apt to do so, the whole torso spins. Hinge at the hips. Allow the forms to come right across the tops of the feet. And then come all the way back up. And then release the hands down. Next one is called Breath of Joy, so we have to do it with enthusiasm to make it live up to its name. First few movements on the inhale, last one on the exhale. Looks like this. Throw the body down. Do it with me now. Imagine you're tossing all the negativity out with the exhale. Roll the belly against the thighs. And one more. Just allow yourself to hang out there for a moment to allow the body to stop shaking and bouncing. And then make your way back up. Good. Next one. Pretend you're a jack in a box. There's 4 movements. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, jump up. Exhale, down. If you don't want to jump, you can just lift your heels. So up, down, up, down. Imagine being pressed down into a box and then jumping right out. You don't have to bend down all the way, depending on your knees. Move according to your condition. Two more. Good. And now, you can bring your hand, left hand to wall if you like. Swing the right leg back and forth like a pendulum that went out of control. Try to get your knee to the shoulder, the toes to the back of the head. And now the other leg. Watch your toes, flex your foot so you don't stub your toes on the ground. Good, and then conclude. Come back to the mat now. Arms by sides of the body. Inhale, sweep the arms up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, back down. Try not to allow the heels to hit the ground heavily. 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, come up again. Push and through your toes. Rise up off your heels. 4, 5, 6. And back down gracefully. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move in a way that doesn't agitate the mind and bring it to states of restlessness and disturbance. 3, 4, 5, 6. And come back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hold it there. Really reach up very, very high. Good. Now come down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Tip the head down in a gesture of lowliness. And stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Let go of all expectations, for these are simply a form of mental attachment that binds us and brings us to a place of suffering and restlessness. So now let's continue with Surya Namaskara. Come to the front of the mat, hands to the heart. Let's imagine we're all together physically, all together with all beings, moving like a school of fish. Stay in a collective consciousness of offering the practice. Raise your arms up, arch back. Fold the body down, bend your knees if you need to, bring your hands flat on the ground. The right foot goes back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Come into the high plank. Lower the knees down, the seat goes all the way back behind the heels. Glide between the arms, brush your nose to the ground as you're coming forward. Then curve the back, take the head all the way back. Again, take the seat back 2 more times. Glide between the arms, brush your nose to the ground as you're coming forward. Raise the head. Take the back head over the seat. Come back again 1 more time. Glide forward. Now as you're coming up, roll the shoulders down so the neck is long and the head can go back even more. The heart opens in all senses. Then Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat, allow the head to go down below the arms, soften and line the back. The right foot comes forward to the hands. Feet together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. And then back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back again. Don't worry about the breath. Move the body in a way that allows the breath to remain steady and even. Left foot back. The breath will then deliver more power and ease and grace to the movements. High plank, lower the knees down, the seat back. Come forward. Put yourself in the body of what you're representing. Imagine you have that boundless range of motion like the serpents. Again, take the seat back. Come forward. Embody all the qualities and virtues of what you're representing. Be regal and wise, fierce and fearless. Take the seat back. Come forward again. 3 times plus of those can imitate the forms on all levels. Copy them physically, mentally, and spiritually. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat.
Again, if you're flexible, you can touch your forehead to the ground, downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward now. Feet together, Uttanasana. And right up again, reach up and back. Always coming back to the heart, the source of divine love. Go up and back again. And come down. Right foot goes back. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, into the high plank. Knees down, the seat goes back. Glide between the arms. This time press into the hands, lift the hips and knees away from ground, upward facing dog. Stay here for a moment. Bend the toes under and pulse. Push the shoulders back, the hips forward. Look like a dog howling at the moon. Now back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here, bounce as well. Try to get your chest closer to the ground. Make sure you try not to bend your arms. Curve the body, the back body, from the seat all the way to the hands. Good. Now the right foot comes forward to the hands. Anjalyasana. Feet together, Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, head right close to the feet. Come right up standing, reach up. Always again, Pranamasana, coming to the heart. And move from the heart, reach up and back. Infuse all the movements of love and devotion and compassion. Uttanasana. Left foot back. Into the plank. Down we go, the seat goes back. Come forward. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, push into the ground, lift the hips away from the ground, charge the legs. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, look like a dog stretching its back. More importantly, embody the loyalty of the dog to its master. Be loyal yourself to the practice. Good. And then the left foot comes forward. Uttanasana. Push the body into your legs. Try to get your belly to stay with your thighs as you lift your seat up higher. And come right up to standing. Reach up. And then back home. Go up and back. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch your body move with even more power, grace, and ease. Uttanasana. Right foot back. Into the plank. Bring the seat all the way back. You can do the same entry if you have more strength. You can see if you can come through without touching your hips or knees to the ground. Into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Do according to your condition and your abilities. Right foot comes forward. Feet together, Uttanasana. Push the body into your legs. Try to get your seat in line with your heels eventually. And then come up. Peel your body up off the thighs and all the way up and back. Return home, Pranamasana. Again, stretch. And fold the body in half. Left foot goes back. Into the plank. Any entry of your choice into upward facing dog. Ashtanga Namaskara, or do it without touching your feet or your knees, your hips to the ground. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward. Feet together, Uttanasana. Wherever you are in your practice is perfect. If you're doing your best, if you're always moving with the intention of offering, hands to the heart. Adding on now, reach up and back, stretch up. As you come down, bend your knees, belly on your thighs. Pull your hands all the way up over your shoulders. The forehead comes towards the shins if your legs are straight. Now the right foot goes back, Kapiyasana. Knee down, right close to front heel, the hips right close to front heel, reach up and back. Rock your shoulders back and forth, pull your arms way back. Curve your body. Good, beautiful. Now break the pose, come back into high plank. Again, into upward facing dog, other entry if you like, Chaturanga. Come down, one line from the heels to the top of the head, hovering above the ground, through into upward facing dog. Then Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the left heel so you can touch your forehead to the ground, push the right foot up even higher, and now drop the left heel towards the ground again. Feel the stretch in the backs of your legs. Now pick up the head. Move the foot roughly where the head was. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Reach up and back again. Kapiyasana. Stretch. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Open up the front of the body. And then swing forward, belly on your thighs, swing your hands behind the back. Hold the breath as you bring the left foot forward to meet the right so you don't come forward with a big heavy thud on the ground. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Remember, the practice is an offering, so you make it as beautiful as possible. Reach up and back. Fold the body down, hinge at the hips. Move like and transition to the forms like you're doing a divine dance of devotion. Left foot goes back. Back knee down. Swing the arms up and back. Gaze up as though you're saying, I'm yours. Grant me higher devotion. Reach back. Open up in every sense. And then break the pose. Hands back down. Come back into high plank. Into Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Any which way you like. Adho Mukha Savasana. Sometimes it's nice to try different things to try to make some progress. Left leg up, lift the right heel so you can take the top of the head to the ground and drop the right heel down as, again, try to get your left foot even higher. Look between your hands, pick up the head and bring the left foot forward. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, reach up and back. Drop your shoulders down, push your lower back up and in, so make sure you're not crunching lower back. No discontinuities along the line from the base of the spine all the way to the crown. Stretch. And then come forward, belly on your thighs, swing your hands behind the back, and join your feet together. Pull heads all the way up off your back, over your shoulders, maybe even in front of the head. Uttanasana. A gesture of deep humility. And come right up to standing. Open yourself up to divine grace. And hands back to the heart. Go up and back again. Stretch the body. Fold the body down. Uttanasana. Push your body into your legs. Try to get your head close to your feet. And then the right foot goes back. Kapyasana. Reach up and back. And come right back down. This time, you can maybe swing your left leg all the way up and back into three-legged dog right away. Come forward into your high plank, shoulders over the fingertips. And see if you can lower your chest down first without dropping your leg down. Of course, if you need to, you lower your knee, or you do other entries into your upward facing dog. Right through, and then back. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat, soften the line in the back, the heart comes towards the ground. Now the right leg comes up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana. Step the foot between the hands. The shoulders move over the fingertips, the foot lands again without a sound. Kapyasana, reach up and back, radiate your light from within. Shine brilliantly. This is your true nature, light and love. Swing your hands behind the back, join your feet together, Uttanasana. And come right up to stand, reach up and back. Expect nothing, and you receive everything in the most beautiful way. Hands to the hearts. And one more time. Stretch the arms all the way up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. Fold forward. Bend your knees, belly on your thighs, and then you can straighten your legs by pushing your body against the legs. Try to get your chest lower than the knees. Left foot goes back. Kapyasana. Good. And then break the pose. Move like a shapeshifter, moving to the forms like you're in a dream. Swing the right leg all the way up and back. Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana. Come forward into your high plank, shoulders over your fingertips. Lower down your chest first. Push the belly into the base of the toes. Push your elbows into the sides of the body. The chest touches down. Push into your hands right into upward facing dog. Then Adho Mukha Savasana. Beautiful. Left leg up. Ekapada. And then step the foot between the hands. Back knee down. Drop your seat right towards your front heel. Reach up and back. Stretch from the toes all the way to the fingertips. Come forward again, belly on your thighs. Swing your hands behind the back. And feet together. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. And then finally land your hands back at the heart. Stay here, take pause. From the heart, inhale the love from the heart up to the crown. Hold the breath there. Imagine the love that you put up there is now going out to all beings everywhere, like the sun that shines down on everything equally. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine, unconditional love for all beings everywhere. And release. So let's continue with some sequences now.
balance poses. Standing on the left foot first. Let's take the right foot up. Take hold of the heel from the inside, thumb behind the heel, and take the leg out to the side. So depending on your flexibility, maybe you bring your toes and fingers around the same height as the shoulders. More flexible, bring the foot up higher. Flex the foot if you need a wall to support you, all good. Now shine your light, shine your radiance, be brilliant and magnificent like a dancer. Good. Now from here, bring the foot in, push the knee down so the toes in the same line as the knee. Bend your left knee, Natarajasana. Arms out to the side and come across the front, the right wrist over the left. So try to, if it's too much, you can rest your shin on the right thigh. Elbows level, make sure your elbows are not dropping down. Now from here we're going to stand, dive forward. Bend your knee, your belly lands on your thigh. If you need to take your fingers to the ground momentarily to help to find your balance again, no problem. Take the arms out to the side, imagine you're a gliding eagle soaring on the wind. Bring the right foot up as high as you can, higher than the hip, your head above the height of the knee. Break the pose, push into your left foot and come back out. Good. So now start on the other side. Anchor down to the right foot, bring your left foot up, holding the heel from the inside, thumb by the heel, and again into your ballet pose. If you flex your foot a little bit, sometimes it helps with balance. If you have good balance, you can look up, take your head back a little bit, arch your back. Now from here, another form of dancer. Take the foot again across the front, push the left knee down a little bit, and then bring your bend into your right knee. You can either leave your leg floating or rest on your left thigh, left hand on top this time. Imagine holding a big, big bowl in front of you, or big ball. Good. Dancing Shiva. Now from here, keep anchored down to the right foot. Hinge at the hips, come forward, your head dives down about the height of the knee, and your left foot comes up as high as you can. If you can, arch your back a little bit, squeeze your shoulder blades together, bring your chin forward. Make like you're soaring from a great height at great speed. Be magnificent like an eagle, you become what you see in your imagination. Now press into right foot and return. Charge the body, turn the palms forward. Inhale and bust the back, bring it all the way up into the body, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout your being, send it out to all beings everywhere. Good. So let's continue. Come to the back of the mat. Left foot forward. From here, left hand down on the ground and raise your right leg up. Ardha Chandrasana, bring the right arm up. Try to get your foot as high as you can. Open up the body fully to the right. If you can, look at the hand above you. Fingers together, toes pointed. Now bring the right hand down. Center your belly over the left side. You can bend your left knee if you need to get your belly to stay with your thigh. If you have tight hamstrings, you can fold the right leg. Push, bring the left index finger to the outside the heel and move your right hand in, right beside the foot. Come off all but just the index finger. Maybe eventually bring the index finger against the inside of the left heel. Gaze is just beyond your toes. Hug your forearms against your leg, your lower leg. Now here, if you like, this is just an option. You can stay in that pose or bring hands on either side of the foot. Lift the left heel up. Push off with your toes. Again, you can bend your leg. This helps a little bit with balance. Push through the base of the toes. The heel is close to your seat. You can stay doing this or push into the ground and see if you can lift your left foot up off the ground. If you have a handstand practice,
You can go ahead and do a handstand. Keep your legs bent, all according to your comfort level as always. That's it. Good. Every time you come up, if your foot moves far away from your hands, move it back in. Alright. So now let's come back down. And from here, keep your head heavy. Roll your way up slowly. And then go on to the other side now. The right foot forward. Move again between the forearms. Quietly. No disturbing the temperament of the mind. The right fingertips not too close to the foot, at least 14 or 16 inches away, so you can open up more. And your left arm comes up. Open up completely. That's it. Nice. Open up the hip. Toes pointed, fingers together. And now bring the left hand down. Bend your right knee. Center your belly over the right leg. And move your right hand onto your foot, index finger on the outside of the heel, and then you move your left hand in again if you need to. If your hamstrings are very tight, but just pull the heel in, left heel in towards the seat, and push the left knee up as high as possible. Eventually, try to get just the only index finger on the ground on the inside of the foot, and maybe eventually bring the left index finger on the heel also inside the heel. Gaze is just beyond your toes. And now place the hands on either side of the foot and you can again bend your left leg, pull your heel in towards the seat, flex your foot to keep your muscles engaged, your core muscles. And see if you can lift your right heel up off the ground. You have to push into the roots of your right toes, push into the ground at the same time with your hands. And again, if you like, take a few hops, hold the breath, push into the ground, and see if you can get your right foot to come right up off the ground. That's it. Use a wall if you like. If it's more comfortable, use a wall. For stability, you can. And then come back down, and then roll your way back up. So again, turn the palms forward. Inhale, imagine lights of every color coming in through the skin, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere. Now one more balance sequence, Natarajasana. Standing on your left foot, raise your right knee up, take hold of the ankle, and take the foot back. You can even stay here if this is where you're at. If you can bend your left knee, anchor the left foot down a little bit more, push your right foot away from you as far as you can. And then re-straighten the left leg, engage muscle below and above the knee. Natarajasana, if you can take your left foot to the hand as well. Push your foot in towards the seat and then push it away again. So wherever you are is perfect if you're, again, putting the effort and offering up the pose. Now from here, break the pose, bring the right foot back down. Try it on the other side now. Right arm up, left knee up, take hold of the ankle, the foot from the outside, and again, start straight, but then hinge at the hips. Bend your right knee, push your foot as far away from your seat as possible, and then re-straighten the right leg. Keep your head up. Good, and if you want, you can experiment by taking the right hand to the foot, pull the heel in towards the seat first, and push it away from your body. Nice. Keep the temperament always unchanging, unbothered, just like the witness. The true self is actionless. Break the pose. Charge the body, Tadasana, standing quiet and tall like a mountain, steady and unshakable and unmovable. From the base of the spine, like the base of the mountain, inhale up to the crown like the summit. Exhale back down to the base of the mountain, the base of the spine,
Be solid and unshakable through and through in your devotion to serve others. Now, stand facing the long edge of the mat, step or jump your feet apart. Go to your left, Virabhadrasana. Turn your left foot forward. Try to have your front leg at a right angle. If you're more flexible, you can come forward a little bit more with your knee over the toes. Look over the front hand, extend. Come into the warrior consciousness. That's it. Now from here, humble warrior. Take your hands behind the back, pull the hands down, lift the chest, allow the head to go back. Now you want to go to the right a little bit, to the right to the left knee. Push the right hip back, the left hip back a little bit. Make sure the right foot is anchored down. And come down. Try to get your shoulder to slide down the inside of the knee. If your hip is about the height of the knee, your head might be able to come right down to the ground. If it's too much, lower the right knee down on the ground. Do the easy humble warrior. Good. Embody humbleness. Beautiful. That's it. Surrender. Now from here, come up halfway, bring your hands on the ground. Move the left foot out to the edge of the mat, and left edge of the mat, and then scooch back and forth. Pushing off the base of the toes, try to get your hips to sink, getting heavy and heavy, heavier and heavier. And push one more time to the right foot, lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. If your hips are low enough, fall to your right on your right forearm, and then roll back to your left. Try to get both sides of your hips anchored down equally. And make sure your knee stays close to the shoulder. So not like this, nor not like this. So keep your hips in the same line. If you're flexible and the hips are down all the way, maybe the belly and the chest follow. Be like a lizard just sunning yourself on a warm earth. Fix your gaze. Be steady in your gaze. Be unmovable. And once you are in that state of silence, of quiet, of stillness, bring the mind into quietness as well. Now, coming back onto your hands. Keep your hips where they are, right close to front heel. Kapayasana. Bring your hands up and reach back. Push your body away from the front leg. Push your lower back in. If you have other variations here, you can go ahead. You can stay in this form, of course. You can take the right foot up if you know that variation. Take it in your right crook of the arm if you can, fingers close to the ear, so that when your left hand goes back, just alongside your left side of the head, you can hold the fingers, find the fingers more easily and push the foot back. So if you know the swan, go ahead. That's to keep your seat nice and low so you don't lose your balance. That's it. Now break the pose. From here, turn forward and lift, pull the left foot in a little bit. Come a bit more upright. Come into a box-like shape with your legs. If you can lift your left foot, it's well placed. And then from here, right arm up, Padivita Paschimottanasana. Angle the toe and knee towards the right. Try to get your arm down as far as possible. So your armpit is on the outside of the knee, your elbows in the space underneath your thigh. Left hand pushes into your right and push very hard. Send it, so that as the hands are coming down, the belly's coming up higher, the center of the chest coming behind your thumbs. Roll the left shoulder all the way back. If you want to take a bind, keep turning as much as possible to your left. Bend your wrist so your fingers come towards your wrist, and then use your left hand to guide the arm underneath your right leg, your left leg. You can take the bind. At this point, left arm goes over the back. If you want, lift the right knee up off the ground. Turn your chest all the way upwards. Whatever happens again, just dance it. Be unconcerned whatever happens. Good. Keep pushing back through the back knees, back knee up so you don't fall. Now come back to Virabhadrasana 2.
Turn all the way back. From here, lower the right knee down, slide your left foot in, into Sukha Trikonasana. Left hand down, right arm up. Left shoulder against the inside of the knee. And you can stay here if you like, or if you can, take the bind. The right arm goes behind your back, either on the thigh, use the right hand to roll the left thigh out, or drop your left shoulder down so that the shoulder goes underneath your, below the line of the knee. Join your hands behind your left thigh. Push your right shoulder back. Good. And now so you can bring your right knee up off the ground, bound triangle. And here, just for fun, if you like, bring your right foot in a little bit, bring your weight onto your left foot, and see if you can bring the right heel up off the ground, eventually bring the right leg up. If it's too much, you can do Ardha Chandrasana again. Left hand on the ground in front of the foot, left arm up, right arm up. But if you can, see if you can get your, so it's not bird of paradise, it's like a variation of Ardha Chandrasana. Bring your weight onto your left foot, see if you can raise your right leg up. And then break the pose. From here, we're going to turn back to the long edge of the mat. Bring your body between your legs and come all the way back up. Go to the right now. Turn the right foot forward. Virabhadrasana. Look over the front hand and reach. Enter into the warrior consciousness again. Embody all the qualities, the devotion, the steadfastness towards their duty to serve, to protect. The qualities are already within, you just have to turn them on. Now from here, humble warrior. Join your hands behind the back, pull the hands down, lift the chest, allow the head to go back, and then go to the left. So push the right hip back a little bit, make sure the outer edge of the left foot is down, and sleeve can come down to your head beside your foot. The shoulders just sliding down the inside of the right leg. If you need to again, lower the left knee down to the ground. Break the pose, come back part way, and then bring your hands on the ground on the inside of the right foot. Move the right foot out to the edge of the mat. Prepare for Pristasana lizard. Rock back and forth. Push off the roots of your toes. Feel as though the hips were made of lead, very heavy. Then push one more time to the back foot. Lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. If your hips are low enough, fall on your left arm and then roll back to the right. If your hips are not low enough, just stay on your hands and just keep on sinking your hips down. Imagine you're doing a cobra pose. Once your hips are anchored down, the rest of the body may follow more easily. The belly, the chest, eventually the chin come down. Be like a lizard, just sunning itself on a warm earth. Good, beautiful. Every chance you get, meditate in a pose. Eventually becomes possible to meditate in all poses if you see God within each and every one. You want a strong desire to merge with God in all the ways that God is present in this world. Now come back onto your hands. Kapiyasana. Keep your seat nice and low. Push your body back away from the leg and keep your hands on the knees, or if you can, hands together and reach back. Do any variation here you like, if you know any. Turn to your left if you like. Slide your hand towards the foot. And maybe you can take the foot up. The knee should be a little bit to your left of your right foot so that the foot comes a little bit more in front of the body. The toes, you can squeeze the foot in your crook of the arm so the fingers are right close to your ear. Then when the right hand comes round, it's closer, the hands are closer, you can take your bind more easily. Keep your seat nice and low. Good. Break the pose now. Come back upright. Slide your right foot in. Bend the toes under and the back foot. Do the little test of raising the foot up to see if you can lift it up easily. And then Parivrtta Paskanasana. Left arm up, ankle and toe and knees, same line towards the left, and drop your left arm down. On the outside, armpit on the outside of the knee. You can keep your hands in prayer mudra, or if you have a bind, go ahead into a bind. Turn as far as possible to the right. Use your right hand if you need to guide your left arm underneath your leg, and take your bind. Take your knee up off the ground if you can. Look over the back shoulder. Dharmaji is always encouraging us to go to the edge of our potential every time, so we keep on pushing the edge forward. And this way you make progress, you remain fueled to continue to practice, to share. Now again, if you like, look forward, bring the left foot in a little bit closer until you can maybe lift your left, come into, lift your left heel up, and see if you can lift your left foot right up off the ground. Actually, this is the one I messed up. That was more advanced. So we're going to turn to the left side again into Sukha Trikonasana, and then the right hand comes down, left arm up. Shoulder by the knee, left arm up. Good. And then from here you can take a half or full bind. Your left arm goes behind your back, onto your thigh, the right shoulder drops down, and then see if you can take your hands behind, just push against the back of the right thigh close to your seat, not around the seat. If you like now, you can lift your left knee up off the ground. Straighten out the left leg, come into bound triangle. And now from here, if you like, shift your weight more onto your right foot. So you can maybe lift your left heel up off the ground. If you keep on tipping forward, your left leg might be able to come up. Your hip has to be right over the foot, the heel. That's the idea. Good. Nice. Good stuff. All right. And then come back down. Now turn towards the front of the turn towards the right foot, frame the front foot, step the right foot back. Plank pose. From here, we're going to go into side plank. Left hand moves a little bit to the right, in front of the nose, spin on your feet. Open up fully to the right. Make sure you're not dropping into your shoulder, your hips not sagging. If that's happening, just lower your left knee down. That's it, good. Come back to the center, plank, and then go on to the other hand. Turn to your left. Put your hips forward. Nice straight line from the heel to the top of the head and from hand to hand. Now come back into plank. Lower the right knee down on the ground and swing the foot out towards the left. Bring the left knee right in behind the right. This foot goes out to the right and sits down between your heels. Gomukhasana. Then from here, the right arm comes up. Take hold of the elbow of the left hand and push it all the way up and back as far as you can. If you're having trouble sitting between your heels, you can just sit with your knees together and you sit on your heels. So you can do the Sukha Gomukhasana if that's better for you. Move again according to your conditions. And then if you can, you can either keep your left hand on your elbow and push it further back, or you can take your left arm up the back and join your hands together behind your heart. Push into the back of the heart, lean back. Try to get your elbow behind your head, the center of the head, not out to the side. Use the back of the back of the head to anchor the arm in place. Now, getting ready to break the pose. Release the hands. Bring your hands in front of on either sides of the knees. Lift your seat and start to turn towards your left. Spin on the same place. So you're pivoting on your feet. Your hands are walking in front of your body. Keep turning all the way until you're back facing forward. Your left leg should be in front now. And bring your seat down again.
Good. So your left leg should be on top, hopefully, for Gomukhasana. Good. And now from here, left arm up. Use your right hand to guide the elbow up higher and back behind the head. And then if you can join your hands back there, then go ahead. No strain, no pain, no going to a place where that brings you into place of suffering that you wouldn't want to share with others. Remember that what you're feeling is to an extent affecting everybody. Keep offering up the best. Break the pose, release the arms, shake out the shoulders. Now we're coming into another round of Vasisthasana. If you have a variation this time, you can try it this time. So come back into your plank, go on your left hand and turn to the right. You can stay there, you can see if you can lift your right leg up, float it there, place a foot on the thigh, or maybe just plant the foot down on the inside, just alongside the inside of the left knee. Turn on the left foot. The toes should be pointing the same line as the rest of your leg, and the inside edge foot is down. So you might need to move your foot in a little bit. See if you can take the right foot up off the ground. You have to push your hips all the way up and forward. If you can, take hold of the knee, maybe even the foot. If you want to go to Urdhva Dhanurasana, spin on your left hand. Eventually your feet and your hands move in line with one another. That's it, push hips right up, up, up. There you go, beautiful. There you go. That's the idea, nice. Now break the pose, come back the same way as you entered. Keep your hips up, keep your left arm fully extended. So you come back to plank and then go on the other hand now. Go to your left. Good. And as you're moving into the pose, whether it's wildling or Urdhva Dhanurasana, you just spin on your foot a little bit so the toes are following the same line as the rest of your leg. The foot should not be turned too much. The inside edge of the foot should be down, especially if you're trying to take your left foot up off the ground. Take hold of the knee, take hold of the foot, keep pushing hip up. You should feel like an Urdhva Dhanurasana. That's it, good. Break the pose, come back into your plank, and then downward facing dog. From here we're going to jump to our hands. Come into a squat. So from here, either Bakasana or Kakasana. Bakasana with the arms bent, so your hands come down in front of your feet. Lift your heels up. Keep your arms, your backs of your arms squeezing against the inside of your legs. Your knees are close to the shoulders. Keep your head higher than a seat. Hold your breath and see if you can pull your toes away from the ground. You want to have as much contact in your arms and your backs of your arms and the insides of your legs. If you want to do Bakasana, your arms stay straighter, your knees come into your armpits. You lean forward so your shins come onto the backs of your upper arms. Eventually you might be able to bring your toes right up. Okay, so go ahead into one of those variations. Good, that's it. Flex your feet. That's it. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. Good. Now from here, come back down. So next one, you can, if you want, you can go right into a teddy bear from there. So from there, you tuck your chin in, you bend your arms so your forehead can come down, and then if you push into your hands, your seat will come up higher. You can stay here, or you can come into your headstand if you're comfortable. Maybe take one leg back, one leg forward. This is the easiest way to balance. If you feel comfortable going to the full headstand, go ahead. If you'd rather do it from the ground and build your way up, that's okay too, or any other version of your choice. The heart is higher than the head.
You can take your hands down beside your knees, lift your head, lift your head, lift your seat, and lift your knees up off the ground, your toes come right behind your wrists, and just press just underneath your knees against the elbows, pull your toes away from the ground. Bit by bit, you find the confidence to bring your feet up higher until they're right against your seat, and then again you build one foot back, one foot in front, feet eventually at the same height. And when you feel comfortable, you can bring legs all the way up. Go according to your comfort level in a way that allows the mind to be always steady, always calm, unaffected. So any kind of headstand you would like now. If you know other variations, after a while stay in the pose and stillness for a bit, and then you can move on variations. You can use a wall if you like, or a base of a chair. So you can come against the sofa or whatever, bring your feet against the sofa or the chair. Take hold of your opposite, make sure you can take hold of your outer arms easily, so your elbows are above the height of the shoulder, width of the shoulders. Don't move your elbows, move your hands in front. Your head comes in front of your hands. And bring one foot on a chair, or the seat of the chair, or the wall, at the height of the hip if you're on the wall, and then the other leg back behind you. Eventually you pull your toes away from the wall or the seat of the chair. If you have a lotus, you can do a lotus. If you want to try other variations, come on one arm, you can do that as well. Beautiful, Thomas. That's it. Bring your seat down onto your okay, that's good. Now push into your forearms, Anastasia. Good. Thomas, if you'd like to try to come onto one arm, you can, or one hand, or lotus, beautiful, that's it. Another minute or so to experiment. All the while the mind is unchanging, undisturbed, unaffected. Now, no rush. Start to make your way down. If you want to try to land back into your crow pose, you can. If you have a lotus, you can keep your lotus. Bring your hands back in the tripods. Curl your tail and see if you can land your shins on the backs of the upper arms. Really squeeze. Roll your seat down. Press into the ground for your hands and lift your head up. You don't have to have lotus as well. You can just come back, your shins on the leg, on the backs of your arms in crow pose, and come back down. Good. And then break the pose. Child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we're going to make our way into shoulder stand. So before we do that, our entry will be through cobra. Slide your arms forward and glide between your arms. Come into Bhujangasana, take your head all the way back. Adho Mukha Savasana. Some of you might know how to enter into the shoulder stand right from here. If you don't have any neck injuries or anything like that, or shoulder injuries, you can put your head down and see if you can roll right into it. You have to hold your breath and then come into plow. If that's not the way you want to enter it, then you come to the front, you jump to the front of the mat into a squat, and then lower your seat down, and then lower your seat down behind your heels and roll back. So whichever way you want to go into plow pose, do it now. That's it, come down nice and slow. With control, like you're sliding your back down a wall, keep your shoulders back. Lift your heels higher as you're coming up, and then your seat comes right down. And a fluid movement, when your legs go up, your hands come to your back to catch it so that you can come into plow pose. Stay for a moment in plow pose. Try to get your seat right over your hips, your shoulders. Then join your hands behind your back, if you can. Squeeze your hands together, your heels of the palms together. Try to get your elbows closer to one another behind the body, behind the back. You can't see your arms from in front. Then bring your hands onto your back, come up into shoulder stand, Shavasana. One leg at a time. Reach up for the ceiling. If you have a lotus, do it now. Full lotus, not just half lotus. Otherwise, keep your legs straight. If you have a lotus, also try to get your knees higher than your hips. It should look more like a shoulder stand, not like a plow. Now once you're in a pose, leave the body alone. Bring your attention inward. Go beyond the body, the mind, and emotions. With control, come back to plow pose. If you like, you can bring your thighs against your body, your knees on either side of the head for Kanapidasana. Keep your hands on your back if your feet don't touch down. If you have a lotus, you can do Pindasana. Feel free to take the bind if you know how to take the bind in Pindasana. Good. Nothing to do, nowhere to go again, but deep roots in. Beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the emotions. Now land your hands, bring your hands behind your back, palms down. Make your way down, slowly. No big crash landings, no abrupt, loud or fast descents. Keep your thighs close to the body as your legs are coming down. And eventually the seat will land on the wrist. Keep lowering your legs down. Stop when you're halfway down, about 45 degrees from the ground by the legs. And then lift your back up off the ground. Push your elbows in tighter towards one another behind the heart. Lift the chest. Charge the legs. Top head comes to the ground. If it's too much, bring your legs down all the way to the ground. Now breathe very fast in the nose, like a sniffing dog. Bring your feet close to your seat now. Edge the feet line to your hips. Take your hands out from underneath. Don't move your head. Bring your fingertips on either side of the head. And then if you can, lift your seat up off the mat. Push into your fingertips. Bring your head a little closer towards your feet and turn your hands around. Fingers now facing the other way. Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you can, lift your head up off the ground. If this is too much, do bridge pose. Bridge pose, your head is on the ground, back of the head. Your arms are on the ground and you just lift your seat. Try to get your chest close to your chin and your shins straight. So whichever variation you're doing, go ahead. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, lift your heels. Stretch your arms and your legs. Try to get your arms and legs straighter. That's it. And then come back down, break the pose, rest on your back for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Imagine you just fainted. Now from here, come back to seated position. Roll up. Turn to one side if you like. Come to seated. Separate your feet so the heels are on the outside edge of the mat. Take hold of your heels from the inside and see if you can maneuver your way down. Try to get your shoulders lower than the knees. Pull on the heels like you're trying to pull the heels towards you, but telescope your head and chest forward. Try to get your belly closer to the ground.
come back up. We're going to, so you can slide your arms underneath now. Take hold the outer edge of the feet to prepare for Kurmasana. You're again trying to get your shoulders lower. And depending on your flexibility, if your shoulders are already lower than knees, don't need to waste your time. Bring your hands to the fingers to face back, the arms closer in, the feet a little bit closer in as well. Go right into Kurmasana if you know the pose. Try and get your the weight of the legs to come onto your arms so you go flatter. Think of the back as a tortoise shell, very wide. It encompasses almost the whole body. From the base of spine, inhale up to the crown, exhale back down to the base of the spine. Lengthen your breath cycle. A tortoise has a very long life because all the breaths that they use, they have a certain number of breaths just as we do. They make them last. Promote longevity and calmness of mind through the long breath cycle. Break the pose, coming back. From here, bring the feet a little bit to the inside, to the mat, about 2.5 to 3 inches. And from here, lift your seat up off the ground, stork pose. So your feet are a little bit more in hip width apart. Bring your arms behind your back. Take hold of your forearms and push your seat up. You can do this to start and can stay there if this is where your limit is. If you know stork pose, you move your arms a little bit further down below the knees, tuck your chin in, and see if you can bring your heels, your palms, the sides of your head to your temples, and maybe eventually you can cup your hands around your ears. Eventually you might be able to interlace your fingers behind your head and straighten your legs. You have to push your elbows out to the side and forward a little bit, and then try to lift your seat. You want to have your arms lower than the knees so that you can straighten your legs. That's it. Good. And break the pose. Bring your seat back down. Come back into a squat. Titibhasana. So you bring your left shoulder in, your heel, your elbows right by the seat. Lift your seat just as much as you need to, not too much. To take your left arm underneath your left leg, your right arm behind your back, catch your wrist, or you lock your fingers. Not around the seat, remember, just along the just underneath the left side of the seat. And then lift your right hip all the way up so you can straighten out the right leg. Keep your head down for a moment. Eventually you might be able to straighten your left leg as well, but more important, straighten out the right leg first. Now those who want can come up with your left leg for bird of paradise. Push into your right foot. Hold your breath. Don't come up too slow. You'll lose your balance. Keep pushing firmly into the ground as you bring your left leg up. Nice. Good. And then once you're up, keep your shoulder by the knee. And those you can extend your left leg. That's it. Bring your shoulders all the way up and back. Break the pose. Come back down softly. And then go try it on the other side. So starting with the squat. Good. Now lift your seat up. Again, not too much. Just as much as you need to. So you can get your right arm underneath your right leg. Your hand comes onto your, just on the lower back. Your left arm goes over your back and catch your wrist. If you can catch your forearm somewhere, it's even better. But if it's too much, you can just lock your fingers together. Lift your left hip. Try to get your left leg straight. Your head stays close to the ground to start. And then if and when you're ready, you can start to try to bring your right leg up into bird of paradise. Push into your right foot, bring your right foot closer,
Hold your breath and start to make your way up. You have to keep on pushing the right, left foot down into the ground as you're coming up. Nice. Lean to your left a little bit. Keep your knee and your shoulder together. And if you want, you can straighten out the right leg. Not important. Now break the pose. Release. Easy Chakrasana. It's very much like a cobra pose, except we're standing. Bring your toes beyond the edges of the mat. Your heels are inside the mat. Hands on the seat to start. Bend your knees like you're riding on a horse. Your knees go past your toes. Push into your seat. Lift the chest. And keep pushing into the seat and pull down. If you feel comfortable, you can slide your hands down one at a time, down the backs of the legs. The wrists just a little bit underneath your knees. And push your hips all the way forward and up. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. More flexible, you can walk your hands down the backs of your legs. Eventually, you might be able to step on your fingers with your heels if you're very flexible. Forward. And then walk your way back up. If your hands on your legs, it is. And come back. So from here, come down onto your knees. Lower down onto the forearms. And kick the right leg up and back. Baby tiger. From here, you can bend your right leg. Reach around with your left hand. Take hold of the foot. And pull the foot all the way up. You can also do it on your hands. So your right hand underneath your right shoulder. And pull the right leg up. You can bend the toes under on the left foot. Might help with balance. Break the pose. Try it on the other side now. Come down onto forms again. Lift the left leg. Try not to bend your leg. Look like a proud tiger. Tail straight up. Push your chest forward away from the seat, so you create space in your lower back. Then if you like, you can bend your left leg, take your right hand to the foot, and pull it all the way up and away from your head again. You can again stay here, or come onto your left hand. Bend the toes under the right foot, and push the foot all the way up. Break the pose. From here, hinge the seat back onto your heels, forehead on the ground, and just hammer on your back. Now come onto your belly, bow pose. Bring the heels up, take hold of the ankles. You can also take one foot at a time if you like. Right forearm across the front of the body, lift the left leg up, take hold of the foot with your left ankle with left hand, and then keep your foot up as you take your other ankle. Pull up. Keep pulling on your thighs. Try to get your feet eventually higher than the head. Good. Good. If you want, you can rock a little bit. You might be able to, if you pull on the feet hard enough, you might be able to get all the way back onto your knees. Break the pose. Forehead on hands. Stack hands in front of you. Forehead on the hands. Breathe in. Breathe out, let go of all fatigue. And then come back to seated position for a final twist. Come to seated position. Let's do, if you know Baddha, we'll do that one. So lean to your right, fold the left leg back. If this is not comfortable for your knee, keep your left leg in front with your heel at the seat. The right knee, if you can, come into lotus, right foot, so you bring knee close to your shoulder, and the foot comes on the top of the left leg, close to the hip. Make sure your knees are together. If your leg is folded back, you want to have your foot, your knees closer together so that you can take the bind more easily. Turn to the right, right arm goes behind the back. You can use your left hand to guide the hand to the foot. If you can't get your foot on your thigh high enough, then you can just bring your foot on the inseam of the thigh, of the root, inseam the leg, the heel at the root. Left hand either behind, on the outside of the right knee, right hand either behind your back or taking a bind or just holding your shirt or hand on your hip. So again, according to your abilities or your flexibility, wherever you are, again, is perfect. That's it. So see if you can hold the foot from behind. If you can't get the foot, just hold your shirt. You almost have anesthesia, so just. Keep pushing the lower back up and in. Keep rising up with the inhales. Go deeper on the exhale, the twist. Break the pose. And go to the other side. Switch your legs around. So make sure if you come into lotus, if you're doing a lotus, your knee comes up to the shoulder, lean back so you get your foot closer into the, up higher on the hip. If the foot is high on the hip, it's easier to take the bind. Turn to your left, bring your belly over your thigh, lean forward, use your right hand if you need to guide your hand to the foot. Once you have the foot, make sure you anchor the right side of the seat back down. Make sure both sides of your seats are anchored. Left hand on the outside, holding the foot behind, the right hand on the outside of the left knee. Good. Imagine you can see the spine spiraling upwards. Imagine you can see right through your skin. Sometimes you need to use your imagination to achieve the effects to a fuller extent. Break the pose, lie down on the back, Shavasana. Make your way down on your back. Allow the body to rest now. Imagine all the fatigue falling out of the body. Attract it all to the middle of the body. Wherever you feel tension, bring it all to the center of the body. Exhale, just allow it to funnel out of the body. Leave yourself in a state of complete surrender. The best of the best now coming to you as a result of you offering up the fruits of your practice. Everything comes back to you in a positive way when your intention is always benevolent, and generous and compassionate. And when you see the results through the good karma that's delivered to you, that keeps you in a state of contentment, you tend to want to stay in that state. I often say at this time of year, let the Christmas spirit always be around. And this is basically living out your yoga. Acting always in a way that is consistent, that is in observance with the ethical rules, yama and niyama.
a time of year when the significance of this time of year is the birth of an almighty Savior that we call Jesus Christ. And even if you're not Christian, Jesus was like the ultimate yogi. He's the embodiment of passion, of compassion and love, unconditional divine love for the Father, so much so that he would give his life for it. So through the practice, through seeing the divine essence in all forms, we are cultivating compassion more and more every day. Have a strong intention to stay on a path of yoga and to continue to augment your compassion and your love towards all. Ultimately, our goal is self-realization, the state in which we feel the divine presence everywhere, where we see the divine everywhere. State to yourself the following sentence 3 times to ingrain it in your mind and your hearts. My nature is God's nature. My nature is love. So now let's take that and ingrain it firmly in our hearts and minds, and continue to remember that in our day-to-day lives and all our transactions and all our interactions. So now prepare to come back to seated position. If our nature is God's nature and God's nature is love, it follows that all beings have that nature as well, that same nature. So remember that as you encounter others, try to see God within each and every form. We'll close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within and send out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All's within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Merry Christmas, everybody. If you celebrate or whatever you celebrate, have a wonderful holiday season, and I look forward to continue practicing with you. Much love. Namaste.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Anastasia and Catherine and Jacqueline. So nice to see all of you.
Thank you.
Wonderful day.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. Enjoy. Okay.
I'm so grateful that you're
for your classes and that you'll be teaching next year as well.
Yes. Yeah, I will be.
Thank
You.
you. Many,
I will be continuing. So
Yay.
as far as I know, anyways, I'll be continuing. I'm at home actually the next 6 months because we got evicted from our building, so we had to practice out. We had to work remotely full time again. So
Dharma did?
no, just my other work, like my day job.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it makes it easy to practice at home and to continue doing these classes. So yeah.
Well, work from home is a nice gift.
Yeah.
No
I'm not
commute.
complaining.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're so
See you
welcome.
soon. See you in 25.
Yes, for sure. Much
Thank
love.
you.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, Jacqueline.
You're amazing. Thank you.
I love you so much. Have a wonderful. Say hi to Mike and your beautiful family for me.
Oh, I will. I will. I hug Sathan all the time, and I do the Om Mapavita Bhavita Wazir, and he's like, "Okay, Grandma. Okay, I got this." I said he's a yogi.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.